My name is Bibi Milanese and I'm a singer and songwriter from Italy. My music is a combination of independent pop music with a lot of jazz influences. And I like to think that what makes it unique is the way that I present it, because I really, really like to get in touch with the audience and to tell my stories and to connect with them. When I was very, very young, I took some piano lessons, but I was not very good at it. And so that's not really the reason why I started making music in the first place. The reason is that I come from a bit of a musical family. My dad makes music. He actually plays many instruments. He sings, he plays guitar, plays drums. And my sister is a very, very good singer. And from my mom's side, my great-grandparents were opera singers. So I grew up listening to my dad singing and my sister singing, and she was much older, and I would look up to her and think, wow, I want to sing like that as well. So it was very easy for me to just grab a guitar that belonged to my father and spend the whole Sunday writing a song or learning the chords. So that's how I started. I think my Italian background has quite some impact because I make Italian music sometimes. And my theatrical-ish background for sure has an impact because theater always came with me, even if at some point I decided that I was going to be a musician, and so I decided to focus on that. Theater always came with me. I'm not trained academically, but I've always performed, and I was in the company of the high school. I'm still in contact with my theater teacher, and I think that's very much of a big influence in my music. And my academic background definitely influences me for the jazz parts, and also a little bit for the willingness to experiment with different sounds, and that's my jazz composition background that influences me. What is my biggest motivation to make music now? Because it used to be different. I used to not be able to look at people in the eyes and tell them things. So I would write a song instead. But now I've grown up, so it's a little bit different, and I can actually go to people and talk to them most of the times. I think my biggest motivation is that I like to feel stuff while I'm singing, and I like, of course, people to get in touch with their own emotions as well. So for me, the biggest achievement is when I look at people in the eyes while I'm feeling something that is maybe sadness or maybe it's excitement. It depends on the moment of the song and everything. And I see that they're also with me. So it's this kind of empathy that I'm looking for. That was like an escalation of excitement because it started with Grote Prijs, and that was already like being selected. I was like, wow. And then the jury selected my act to be the winner, and I was like, okay. And then I was selected for Rotterdam Music Awards. I was like, oh, right. and then I won. It was unbelievable. It's actually like one of the happiest moments career-wise for me. I'm so grateful that everything is happening. And what was really beautiful about it is that we all joined forces, all my friends and family and people that I had met once, friends of friends, and like so many people voted for me, and still, sometimes I meet someone and they tell me, oh yeah, I voted for you and I made my friends vote for you and my siblings and and it really feels like a moment where the people that I have met and that I have some connections with like come together to support me. So it was really, really beautiful. Mm, I think what mostly makes sense is to record something. I have many songs that are unrecorded, but also I would be excited to write new music and record that. I have to see if I want to record old stuff or write new stuff and record it, or both. But mostly I'm gonna use the prize to put my music out there because right now it's not really. And maybe I'll buy some instruments also. Buy a good microphone. Maybe I'll buy a new kalimba. Right now, I'm really, really going for the kalimba because it's like so small and portable. And so I can just carry it with me. And it has this like tingly, beautiful sound. So I'm really getting attached to it. So I would say that's my favorite right now. But that also changes and fluctuates. And my forever favorite instrument will always be the voice. And all the rest comes like a little bit under it, a little bit under it. Yeah. It's always the second place. Yeah. It was really, I really liked the process because it was also possible to see the other artists and their own development, because in between we could see an earlier version of the show, and then while performing you would see something that you had seen developing. So for me it was really a feeling of supporting each other. So I was feeling very privileged to be part of a show with so many beautiful acts and so many inspiring musicians. So I just really enjoyed the concerts and kept in touch with the artists, really. What I like about Rotterdam is that if you are good or if you make an effort, you might get a shot. I feel like in my country, it's a little bit more difficult if you don't know the right people and all that kind of stuff. But here in Rotterdam, there's really space for everyone to try. And that's also why I'm here. That's also why I'm staying here. And I plan to stay here probably for a bit. Yeah, it's really that. The fact that people are really interested in listening to new music. I feel like in Italy we are a little bit more traditional, and here when you have stuff coming, people are really interested. They really take the time to listen. I'm working on a longer version of the show that I presented at the Grote Prijs, where I tell a story, and now I tell it more in detail. So I'm working on that show. And then, yeah, I'm planning to write some new music with this little new protagonist that is the kalimba, probably. So to give a little bit more space on the combination of the voice with the kalimba. Well, this project is extremely important to me and close to me because it is in honor of a person that is not there anymore, and so it's really close to my heart, and I feel really privileged that I can tell the story of my friendship with this person. So I would say so far this project is really, really important to me. You can follow me on Instagram, bibi.milanese, and I started a TikTok channel. Let's see how that goes. And soon there will be my website, bibimilanese.com. Facebook, Bibi Milanese. My first singing teacher always used to say, I'm happy because I'm doing the most beautiful job in the world. And I think as artists, we are so privileged. And we should remind ourselves that we are doing the most beautiful job in the world.